بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين صراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. صلى الله عليك يا مولانا يا أبا عبد الله. صلى الله عليك يا ابن رسول الله. صلى الله عليك يا ابن أمير المؤمنين. صلى الله عليك يا ابن فاطمة المظلومة. ما خاب من تمسك بكم وأمن من لجأ إليكم. يا ليتنا كنا معكم سادتي فنفوز والله فوزا عظيما. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في محكم كتابه بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيتها النفس المطمئنة ارجعي إلى ربك راضية مرضية فادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنتي. آمنا بالله صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى محمد. With the loudest of our voices, for the love of Aba Abdullah al-Husayn, sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And for the love of our beloved first Imam, with the loudest of our voices, sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And for the love of Imam Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman, Ruhi wa Arwahu al-Alamin li-turabi maqdamik al-fida, sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Once again, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us tonight to continue to acquire the understanding of our faith and understanding of our school of thought through the values and lessons taught by our beloved Master and Savior, Aba Abdullah al-Husayn, salawatullahi wa salamuhu alayhi. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. If mu'mineen and mu'minat will recall very well, last night we looked at the mystical dimensions of Karbala, or the mystical dimensions of the movement of our beloved Imam. And if you recall very well, we tried as much as we could to trace some of those mystical dimensions of Karbala. And my main aim of last night's discourse, as I mentioned, is to inspire brothers and sisters to start becoming very serious with their spirituality and their relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because as I mentioned, our imams, they got to the levels they got to because of the relationship they had with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whatever you do in life, do not forget these points. Whether you are a businessman, or you are a student, or you are an Islamic scholar, or any other scholar, the bottom line is whatever you do has to lead you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If whatever you do not lead you to Allah, then Islam doesn't regard it as fruitful. And this now brings me to the topic of tonight, which is no doubt linked with the topic of last night, but from different perspective altogether. The ayah I've just quoted for tonight's discourse is a known ayah. Quran 89 verse 27. You know the ayah very well. Ya ayyatuha an-nafsul mutma'inna irji'i ila rabbika radiyatan fadkhuli fi ibadi wadkhuli jannati. And no doubt, whenever we discussed about Abdullah, we said about Abdullah is one of the greatest manifestation of nafsul mutma'inna. And no doubt our beloved Imam, the Imam of our time, he is also regarded as nafsul mutma'inna. But I and you can also try our level best to gain a certain level of nafsul mutma'inna. Because what Allah wants from us is to have that tranquil heart, that peaceful heart, that heart which is happy only when Allah is remembered and not when someone or something else is remembered. That heart which is yearning for Allah each and every moment, each and every second. We need the heart that seeks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so therefore my topic is spirituality and materiality. And the examination of tonight will be of the following three stages. The first stage will look at the essence and the definition of success and failure in a spiritual world. If you like, in the eye of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who is successful and who is a failure? You may regard yourself a successful individual in your own way or looking at the world definition. But as a mu'min and a mu'mina, your yardstick to measure everything are the teachings of Allah and the teachings of Ahlul Bayt alayhi wasallam. A mu'min and mu'mina will not settle with the yardstick set out by people or by the world. They will rather look at those yardsticks set out by Allah and Ahlul Bayt to measure their success in whatever they do in life. So therefore, first stage of the examination, let us look at what is success and what is failure. And the second stage of the examination, we will look at the divisions of success from Quran. True and real success and then fake success. And then lastly, we'll ask a question. Is a success or failure permanent attribute in an individual, or is not a permanent attribute? In other words, if I am successful now, will that continue until I die? Or no, I may cease to be successful to become a failure. And the aim of tonight's discourse, brothers and sisters, is the same. That let's really try as much as we can to work on our spirituality. That is my aim, and that is what I'm passionate about and pleading with you. We are successful in our dunya. We are making it. In our education, we are successful. One thing which I feel all of us are lacking, including the speaker, wallah, is our spirituality. It's our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You see us in Ramadan, excuse my word, holier than thou. We become so spiritual. We become very connected. Immediately after Ramadan, we forget about it. The same way in Muharram, we are so charged. We are connected. We want to go to the mosque. We We want to remember about Abdullah. We want to do a lot of work. After Arba'in, we tend to forget. Mind you, mu'mineen and mu'minat, Ramadan, Muharram, Safar, they are just mechanisms to equip you with what will make you spiritual throughout the year. If after Muharram, I go back to the way I used to be, then Muharram has not impacted you. I always mention this. Those who listen to my lectures often, you will hear this. That Muharram and Ramadan are like intensive care units. You see, when a person is taken to an intensive care unit, the aim is not the intensive care unit. The aim is to go out of intensive care unit healthy. And hence, when you are going out of it, some people are told don't take salt, some people are told don't take sugar, just to ensure that you are healthy. Otherwise, if I come out of intensive care unit and I'm not healthy, what's the point? Same way, Muharram, Mu'mineen and Mu'minat is intensive care unit, but it's a divine one. We are in this month up until Arba'in to be cooked by the teachings of Aba Abdullah to connect with the world of the unseen, to feel the presence of Allah. That is our challenge, I promise you. You look around, is it money? Wallahi, money is not a problem. I don't think, we may think money is a problem. Money is not a problem. There is nobody who goes home empty stomach. All of us after a year, we have place to put our heads under. What is challenging to all of us is our spirituality. And I urge you, young and old, after all these discourses, let us try to embark on that spiritual journey. The good news is that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala doesn't expect us to become angels overnight. Quran makes it very clear. Each and every individual is of his own spiritual status. What is important is just to make the effort. Keep determining. Keep making the effort. Quran is saying, Ya ayyuhal insan, innaka kadihun ila rabbika kadahan famulaqi. My point is, Rabbika said, oh insan, you are forever toiling towards your Lord, underline towards your Lord. Meaning, you are of your own spiritual status. I am of my own spiritual status. What Allah wants to see is that we compete with one another in seeking and yearning for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now let's come to the discourse. Very simple and straightforward discourse. What is a success? And what is a failure? You know, our scholars, when they discuss this question of success and failure, they said if you examine human being insan, each and every individual, we are made up of two major attributes. I want to please kindly pay attention. It's very simple. It's not something complicated. We are made up of two major attributes. The one they call sifatu waqi'iyya, and the second one sifatu nafsiyya. What is sifatu waqi'iyya? Simple English translation, actual attributes. And then the second one is psychological attributes. What is actual attribute? What is psychological attribute? They said actual attribute or condition. If you read certain books, they say conditions. It's a type of a condition. When a person is examined with, he doesn't have to pay attention to it. Whether you pay attention to it or not, you are examined with it. Example, health and sickness. Allah, if you are diagnosed of sickness, whether you pay attention to it or not, you are sick. Allah forbid. And if you are healthy, mashallah, you free. Whether you pay attention and shout to the world you are healthy, or come to the member and tell people you are healthy, you are healthy. This is what they call actual condition or actual attribute. But the second one is psychological attributes. What is psychological attribute or condition? It's a type of condition or attribute when you are examined what You need to pay attention, otherwise you may not know. Example, happiness and sadness. You know, Allah, sometimes you are happy, you are successful, but you don't know. You just keep complaining. You need to pause, pay attention, and realize that indeed you are happy. You're supposed to be happy. You're not supposed to cry. So they come forward and said, success and failure are of psychological attribute and not actual attribute. In other words, for me to know I am successful, I have to pause a little bit, ponder, rethink, review, then I know I am successful. I always tell people, you don't complain. Wallah, Sheikh, I'm bad bhakti, I have problem. I said, Habibi, did you pray your salat? He said, Wallah, you are successful. Wallah. You know, Imam Amir said, Afkarun Nas, the poorest person is someone who is bankrupt in Islamic knowledge. Problem of Maulana Prosema. You know, Ali, when you look down deep in your heart, there is the love of Ali. You are rich. So success and failure, they are actual attributes. They are psychological attributes. I need to pay attention to them to understand. Hence, our scholars, when they were asked, what is the definition of a success? Look at what they said. Ibaratun al-ladhatin aqliya. They said it refers to intellectual entertainment. What is intellectual entertainment? They said it's opposite sensory entertainment or sensory feeling, if you like. I give an example. Say a person is very thirsty. You know, the weather is too hot. You exhausted from work. So you come back home, someone offers you a glass of cold water or a glass of orange juice. When you drink, how do you feel? You feel good. But question, how long does it last? 2 hours? It will not even reach 2 hours. You will forget. That is sensory enjoyment. But say, for instance, you're really looking for some mas'ala, something you don't understand in Islam, or even at your studies, at work. You trying to explore different avenues to understand it. You contact that Maulana or that scholar, it takes you long, but eventually you discover the truth. How do you feel? You feel good. That's success. What I'm trying to say is that success doesn't come cheap. It comes with efforts. Ibaratun al-ladhatin aqliya. To be successful in Islam and in the eyes of Ahlul Bayt, you can't fold your arm. That is why someone came to our beloved fifth Imam. And he was asking our Imam about youth, Shia youth. There is a line our beloved fifth Imam mentioned about the youth. He said, all my beloved companions, go around. When you find a Shia youth who is not disciplined in his religion, bring him to me, I will discipline him. You need to do hard work to get to that level of spirituality which is required by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hence, Quran makes it very clear. وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّكُمْ سُبُلَنَا وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَمَعَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Allah said, indeed, those who strive in our way, we will guide them towards our way. To be spiritual, mu'mineen and mu'minat. To be God-loving. To be connected with Allah. You can't fold your arm. You need to wake up in that coldness weather to pray your Fajr. You need to drive from your home to come to the mosque. That's why they said, to be successful, you have to ignore taste for a taste. What taste? Ignore temporary taste for permanent taste. What is temporary taste? Dunya. Permanent taste is when you connect with Allah. So in short, that is the meaning of success. And failure is the same. Sometimes you find people sit 3 hours of baraza discussing nothing which has no benefit in their dunya and akhirah. But when Allah is being mentioned to them, they find it boring. Allah, we are lovers of Ahlul Bayt. We have to be careful, mu'mineen and mu'minat. I mean what I'm telling you. Allah, we need to strive. Let's compete with one another to reach Allah. To become spiritual doesn't mean you become an unusual person. Wallahi, if you become spiritual, you will enjoy the essence of creation. Well, this dream, too many dreams. Too many dreams. Get out of that comfort zone and work towards Allah. And this brings me to the second stage of the examination. Divisions of success into real, true success and fake success. You know, in sociology, there is a theory. Nazariya, they call Nazariya to Imtidadil Wujud. Maybe you heard this before, but it's good to mention it. They said it's the theory of love for expansion. What does it mean? They said the strongest instinct in every human being is the instinct of love for life. Who doesn't love life? The more money we make, the more we want to make. Each insanity, we have that instinct. Everybody want to amass. It's good. There's nothing wrong. We love life. Who want to die? Is there anyone? Raise up your hand if you want to die. Allah, when people start saying I want to die, they think they're becoming bicharos in their life. Otherwise, there is nobody who wants to die. We all love life. Only people, when they get overwhelmed by troubles, by problems, forgetting Allah, that's the time they say, no, better I go. But otherwise, we all love life. And that is the nature of insan. But what is beautiful about Quran, and I want especially the youngsters to pay attention to this. Quran beautifully comes forward and say that each and every individual, depending on your age, express your love for life differently. We all love life, but we do not express our love for life same level. Where do we get that from? Quran. This is what they call Taqsimun Zamani. It's a periodical division of Quran. Quran 57 verse 20. Suratul Hadid. You know what does Allah say? وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا لَعِبٌ وَلَهْوٌ وَزِينَةٌ وَتَفَاخُرٌ بَيْنَكُمْ وَتَكَاثُرٌ فِي الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَوْلَادِ. Let's stop there. I'm going to dissect this properly to understand what is a real success and what is a fake success and what you should fight for in your lives. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala is saying you should know that indeed the dunya is, there are different translations if you read, but I'm going to give the commentary of this ayah. Dunya is nothing, number one, but sports. Sport here doesn't mean football, whatever, I'll explain to you. And then he says play, number 2. And number 3, he said beauty. And number 4, he said rivalry. And number 5, he said vying in multiplication of wealth and children. Now, when Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is spelling out all this as definition of dunya, Allah is trying to tell us, each and every one of us has a way of expressing his love for dunya. Let's begin. Number 1. Innamal hayatud dunya la'ibun. I want to go direct translation. Indeed, the life of dunya is a play. Allah is not saying all of us we express our love for dunya by playing. It's referring to children up until 7 years of age. Children up until 7 years of age, they express their love for life by playing. You go to our homes where we have children. They've got small room where they've got all their playing stuff there. You take them to shopping mall. That's what they do. That is what psychologists mention. When children are up to 7, let them be. Let them play. Because if you do not let them be, you will kill their confidence. That's how they express their love for life. Second one, Allah said, وَلَهْوٌ. What is lahwun? Amusement. What is amusement? To consider what is primary, secondary, and what is secondary, primary. Who express their love for life by lahw? It's not children of 7 years. These are teens, teenagers. Teenagers. If you have a teenager in your house, sometimes you're telling her, Baba, this is the right. No, Baba, I want this. You seeing this as a primary thing, the child seeing it as something secondary. Or what you see secondary, the child sees it primary. This is how they express their love for life. Third one, Allah said, Zina, beauty. Who express their love for dunya by this beauty? These are people 20 and above 20. Those of 20 years of age, they want the timberland. They want this is not by coincidence. This is the nature of the person. Of course, some old people also, they want the boss. That's okay, but they pass them. But it's okay, no problem. But children like that, when Allah said zina, 20, 21, 25, that's how they express their love for life. They want something beautiful. Even if their father is going to buy a car, they want their father to buy, mashallah, the most beautiful car. Although it's not their car, they don't know how to drive, but they want to be associated to that. Then Allah goes forward. I want to please pay attention. He said, وَتَفَاخُرٌ بَيْنَكُمْ Allahu Akbar. And mutual rivalry. We compete. Which age? Up until 40. Like our ages. That speaker, mutual rivalry. This one, I want to say I'm the best. That one said I'm the best. That's how we express our love for life. Mutual rivalry. We compete in every day. We go to school on campuses. We compete. Even if I wear my shoe, I want to compete with the shoe that you wear. If I wear my clothes, I want to compete. But now come to our fathers, our mothers, the old generation, senior citizens. Allah said the last one, وَتَقَاثُرٌ فِي الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَوْلَادِ. Vying in multiplication of wealth and children. This is how after 40 up until Azrael comes express their love for life. That's why our parents, when he sit here, his child come, and mashallah, he start mercy, I feel good. Sheikh, that's my son. That's my son. That's my son. He feel good. And you look at it, bank account, alhamdulillah, at my age, Sheikh. Shukr khuda. I don't want to complain. To Izuman Tasha. But our fathers, they like that. Mashallah, I've got this money. Well, you see, the more older you become, the more you love money. That's the nature of it. This is not hearsay. That's how Allah Tabarak is putting it. Because at that age, after 40, what else do you want? You only look at your children and what you worked hard for it. So that's how our fathers, when they see, I've got 3 children, they are accomplished. That one said, I've got 1 child, is accomplished. That one said, I've got that company. That one said, I've got that foundation. That one said, no, I supported that mosque. That one said, I supported that organization. Our parents is how they express their love for life. But you know why? When they reach 40, a person starts to sense danger. Whether he will make another 40 or not. Allah, after 40, it's not easy to get another 40. It's not a joke. After 40, to go another 40, Allah, it's not easy. I give you by 60, Azrael will start knocking. But inshallah, we want to stay longer. Sallallahu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. What do they do? When I reach 40, and I've got all this, people start to transfer into the names of their children. They make a will, family will. Listen very carefully, please. I've got the money. I've got these 2-3 houses. I may go. Let him put it in the name of family foundation. Family name. My son's name. You know why? Because Insan is thinking that when he dies, his name will still continue. Sheikh Nuru Foundation. No, this is not for only Sheikh Nuru, for the entire Sheikh Nuru family. Because I know if I go to Barza, that name will continue. Kim G Foundation, Nan G Foundation. What am I doing there? I know I'm going to Barza, but I know the name will continue. It's good. You know why Insan does that? Because Insan is thinking that that is a success. I've done it in this world. I'm going to Qiyamah. I leave it behind also. I am accomplished. I am successful. Allahu Akbar. Quran comes forward and tells us that is a fake success, it's not a real success. Allahu Akbar. Oh, I'm a professor, so I wrote so many books, I'm going legacy. Quran comes forward and said that is a fake success. I built so much mansions, I've got this concept. Yeah, it's a success but fake. Where do we get that one from fake? Surah Al Imran, verse 14. زين للناس حب الشهوات من النساء والبنين والقناطير المقنطرة من الذهب والفضة والخيل المسومة والأرحام ذلك متاع الحياة الدنيا. Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala is telling us, we made it beautiful for them. حب الشهوات من النساء, the love of women. والبنين, and the love of children. والقناطير المقنطرة, and the treasures of this world. From the gold, from the silver, we made it seemingly beautiful to them. But Allah said, don't worry, ذَلِكَ مَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. These are all enjoyment of this world. But the best success is with Allah. That's why one ayah said, لَا يَغُرَّنَّكَ تَكَلُّبَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا فِي الْبِلَادِ مَتَاعٌ قَلِيلٌ ثُمَّ مَأْوَاهُمْ جَهَنَّمُ وَبِئْسَ الْمَصِيرُ. Don't be so amazed when you see a person having dunya and doing as he or she please. Allah said, this is mata'un qaleel. This is something small. Ending belongs to Allah. Wallah, don't be amazed. Somebody has it, arrogant, chilling, enjoying. Don't worry. You try connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But now, if these are fake success, brothers and sisters, young and old, what is a real success? A real success is what Allah mentioned in Quran. فَلَنُوحِيَنَّهُ حَيَاةً طَيِّبًا. Allah said, indeed, مَنْ عَمِلَ صَالِحًا مِنْ ذَكَرٍ أَوْ أُنْثَى وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ. Whoever does a salih, good deed, a male or a female, and they are true believers, Allah said, Wallah, we will grant them good living. Question, what is good living? Is it to live in a big mansion? No. I always tell people, if you want to see how insan is miskin of miskin, you have a big house. At night, you go in one small corner and sleep. You don't divide yourself. That's insan for you. That's insan for you. We are limited by time. We are limited by space. So hayatun tayyiba is what? When Allah said we'll grant them good living. Good living is istiqrar wal itmi'inanun nafsi. Good living and real success is sukoon and peace of mind. Allah, today there is no peace of mind in the world. And those who are in trouble are those who have amassed the entire world of this world. Wallah, you go people, they don't even have jobs. But when they go to bed, they sleep. But there are people who've got tens and thousands of wealth. They can't sleep at night. Good living is al-itmi'nan. Peace of mind. Today you find some of our youth confused. They can't decide in their lives. They try this, they stop. They try that, they stop. They try that, they stop. I said, Baba, come back to Allah. Allah will guide you. You know what Allah says? Allah said, Man a'arada an dhikri fa inna lahu ma'ishatan danaka. Whoever ignore my remembrance, that person should be ready for difficult life. So in other words, if you want to have a good life, a good living in the eye of Allah, you have to do remembrance of Allah. What is this remembrance of Allah? Two things I want you to start with. One is Salat and the other one is Quran. Quran is saying, وَالْقُرْآنُ ذِي الذِّكْرِ. Quran is a remembrance. Today, I and you, when we meet non-Shias, the first thing we tell them is what? Prophet said, I leave behind two weighty things. Quran and Ahlul Bayt. Billahi alayka, between you and Allah. Are you holding Ahlul Bayt at the expense of Quran or Quran at the expense of Ahlul Bayt? Quran, mu'mineen and mu'minat. Let's emphasize on the importance of Quran in our madrasa. Let's teach our children Quran. Elders, young and old, do not allow a day to pass to go through Quran. Because the Holy Prophet mentioned, whoever recite and reflect on the verses of Quran every day, lam yuktabu min al-ghafilin. That person will never and ever be among those who forget. Ghaflat. So therefore, if you want a good living, Quran. Bring Quran to your heart. And the second one is Salah. Akim salata li dhikri. Allah said in Quran. Establish Salat with my remembrance. And last night we discussed into details about that. Salah mu'mineen and mu'minat. Respond to that calling of Salah. And wallahi, if we hold unto Quran and unto Salat as beginning, and we work on it, you know what will happen? You will be the manifestation of this ayah. Ala inna awliya Allah la khawfun alayhim wa la hum yahzanun. Indeed, lovers of Allah have no grief or no sorrow. It only comes with Quran. It only comes with Salah. So let's work on these two things. And if you work on that, inshallah, we will be granted nafsul mutma'in. Because Allah made it very clear. Alladhina amanu wa tatma'innu qulubuhum bi dhikrillah. Those who believe, they only find peace and tranquility through dhikr of Allah. Dhikr, yes, I mentioned Quran, Salah. But there is something I need to caution here before we get to the last point. If you want to connect with Allah, mu'mineen and mu'minat, make sure you and people, you are okay. Your relationship with people is good. You know, there are people who pray, but their relationship with people is terrible. Once you are able to deal with your relationship with people, people's haqq are given to them. You don't undermine someone. You do not backbite someone. You do not gossip. Then you build your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because as you know, whatever between you and people, Allah will not interfere. Allah will only interfere in things that are between you and Him. So therefore, I urge you, I encourage you. There is an urgent need to connect with the world of the unseen. Let's embark on this journey to make the Imam of our time proud. Wallah mu'mineen, Imam al-Zaman need people of Qalbus Salim. He doesn't need anyone else. That's my last topic before we finish our majlis of this year Muharram here. Imam al-Zaman, he needs that beautiful Qalbus Salim. If you don't have Qalbus Salim, forget it. Allah, forget it. Imam need Qalbus Salim. And that doesn't mean that you don't eat good food. You don't sleep in a good house. But don't become slave to those good food and good house. You become slave to Allah. Have you forgotten? Imam Ali is saying, I am proud to be slave of Allah. And I'm honored that Allah is my master and no one else. Hence he said, Mawlaya ya Mawlaya, Antal Mawla wa Anal Abd. Now in conclusion, mu'mineen and mu'minat, success and failure, are they permanent conditions? That if now, alhamdulillah, I'm able to pray, I'm able to recite Quran, tahajjud, whatever, will that continue until I die? I said no. It may change. Every insan is made up of the following principles. The first one, they call it the primary principle. And that is what? That is the aql, the desire, and the imagination given to you by Allah. Allah has given you to decide what you want. You have a choice. If you choose to pray, fine. You choose not to pray, it's your own thing. You choose to come to the mosque, fine. You choose not to come to the mosque, it's up to you. Everybody has a choice. And the second principle, they call it accidental principle. What is accidental principle? That is, they said, when every child comes to this world, and inshallah we'll discuss also about children and tarbiyah. When every child comes, the child comes with inherited attributes and behavior. Every child, before you arrive here, you come. Where do they get that from? From the mixing and combination of the genes. That's why sometimes you find in one house, children of the same parent. This one is hyper, this one is very quiet, this one talk too much. It's because maybe the mood of the parents when the lady was conceiving, or maybe from the grandparent. So every person coming to this world comes with certain attitude. Some would come, you find this boy, he likes to go to the mosque and martyr. But that other one, he likes to play with internet throughout the night. That one, he doesn't want to hear about them. Every child comes with a different attitude. That's why Quran said, "Kullu kullun ya'malu ala shakilati." Everybody acts according to his own style. But then when a child comes with that, they said it's not a complete course. It can be changed. It can be changed by exercising your choices. So therefore, brothers and sisters, let's all try to exercise our choices properly. Allah says, وَأَلَّيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى وَأَنَّ سَعْيَهُ سَوْفَ يُرَى. Insan is nothing but his effort. Let's make effort to make our Imams proud. If the companions of Abu Abdullah, in that darkness of the night, Abu Abdullah switched off the candle and he said to them, "Oh, my companions, you are not the target, I am the target." And they began to say, "If I will be given life 100 times, I will be proud to give it back to Husayn." That is yaqeen. It's not easy. We need to reach that level of yaqeen. Allah, some of us, we doubt when we come to Ahlul Bayt. We need that yaqeen. These companions, as I mentioned last night, in the darkness of the night, and they know enemies are coming strongly, and the number of enemies overpowered their number. But each and every one of them was in his or her corner, chanting the praises of Allah and doing tahajjud. Yaqeen. Start with Salah and Quran, especially the young ones. Because Prophet mentioned, on the day of Qiyamah, there will be a shade when there will be no shade of dunya. And those shade will be provided to the following people. First one, Rasulullah said, Shabun nasha'a fi ibadati rabbi. Youth who grows while striving in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A youth who try his or her level best to seek Allah in his or her own small way. On campus, at shopping mall, wherever they are conscious of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shabun nasha'a fi ibadati rabbi. Forgotten? Rasulullah mentioned, benefit from your youthness before old age comes. And then Prophet said, وَرَجُلٌ قَلْبُهُ مُعَلَّقٌ بِالْمَسَاجِدِ. A person whose heart is connected with the mosque, he will be provided with a shade on the day of Qiyamah. Don't let our mosque become white elephant after Muharram and Safar. This is a place to rekindle the light in your inner machine. This is a place to reconnect with Allah. Yes, you can connect home, but this place when you come is a farm where you get the stock and take it home there and start using it. So therefore, mu'mineen, let's try. And in entering our Masa'ib of tonight, you know very well, people exercise their choices in Karbala. Look at Umar ibn Sa'd and look at Hurr ibn Yazid al-Rayah. Umar ibn Sa'd is a close relative to Ali ibn al-Akbar. It doesn't matter who is your relative. If you are not good, you are not good. Use your akal and your choice. And Abu Abdullah spent time inviting Umar. Umar, la tusharik fi dami. Don't participate in my blood. But did Umar hear? No. But Hurr ibn Yazid al-Rayahi, who blocked water. Can you imagine? Blocking Abu Abdullah? But eventually he exercised his choice properly and became a lover of Ahlul Bayt. So therefore, let's exercise our choices to strive and compete in reaching Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Tonight is the night of brotherhood. Last night was the night of motherhood. And tonight is the night of the brotherhood. And you know, narration mentioned Prophet Yaqub alayhi salam. He cried until he lost his eyes. although he knew Yusuf was alive. But it killed him to note that his sons were hating each other. And that's why scholars mention how many times we give our fathers and parents sleepless nights because of hating each other. But let him take you through this masa'ib. Abu Hamza al-Thumali, he approached Imam Zainul Abidin and he said to Imam Zainul Abidin, Karbala is over many years. Why can't you stop crying? Abu Hamza said to Imam Zainul Abidin, when food is brought to you, you cry. When water is given to you, you cry. When you are sitting with people, you cry. Abu Hamza said, I've realized that you don't even eat the food. Only drops of your tears filling in the cup. You know the response of Imam Zainul Abidin breaks the heart of the lover of Ahlul Bayt. Imam Zainul Abidin said, Wallah, Yaqub was blessed with 12 children. And he knew Yusuf was alive. But he cried until he lost the eyes. But I've seen them brutally butchering my family. But Allah, come and see the manifestation of brotherhood on the 10th day of Muharram. The first one is that relationship between Muhammad and Aun, the sons of Sayyidah Zainab. You remember? Aun was helping Muhammad and Muhammad was helping Aun. Another one is the relationship between the sons of Muslim bin Aqila after the battle of Karbala, Muhammad and Ibrahim, isn't it? As they said, Yusuf had so many brothers, but Husayn had only one Abbas. And look at the relationship between Abu Abdullah and Abbas alayhi salam. But you know the best of the relationship were the relationship between the sons of Imam Hassan al-Mujtaba. Allahu Akbar. Let him begin by just indicating to Abdullah, the son of Imam Hassan. Then we go to Shah Qasim. Wallah, we are told that Abu Abdullah Husayn, after bidding farewell to Sukaina, because you know very well, when he bidded farewell, Sakina was not there. He looked at Zainab, he said, Zainab, where is my Sakina? Zainab said, Sakina cannot afford and bear to see you going. Abu Abdullah approached Sakina. Sakina looked at the father. She said, Father, if you are going, take us back to Medina. Abu Abdullah said, Sakina, alayki bis sabr. Sakina, be patient. Then as Abu Abdullah was going, Sakina called the father. Father, when have you known me to sleep without being on your lap? Scholars said it's like Sakina saying, Father, one last hug. I need that last hug to go. Narration says, when Abu Abdullah went and fought, isn't it? Someone appeared from behind and struck on Abu Abdullah. When Abu Abdullah fell down, they came and surrounded Abu Abdullah. Narration says, arrows all over the body. Some scholars said Abu Abdullah was like a hedgehog. As Abu Abdullah was on the ground struggling, Abdullah, the son of Imam Hassan, rushed to the body of Abu Abdullah. He said, Wallah, I will not allow you to kill my uncle. Instead of you killing my uncle, kill me. You know what they did to Abdullah? Shimir called out, shock his right hand. Allah, they shocked the right hand. When they shocked the right hand, Abdullah called out, Wa alayka salam ya Abu Abdullah. He was sitting next to the body of Abu Abdullah. They killed him next to Abu Abdullah. But the moon of all the sons of Imam Hassan was Qasim alayhi salam. Qasim wasn't just a brother, but a leader to all his brothers. Narration says, Qasim went and put on armor. And the armor was bigger than the body of Qasim. But you know how Qasim began to go to Abu Abdullah? He heard Abu Abdullah chanting, Al min nasirin yansur. Qasim began to go next to the body of Abu Abdullah. We are told when Qasim got to Abu Abdullah, he looked at Abu Abdullah. He said, "Uncle, grant me permission to fight." Abu Abdullah said, "Qasim, I will not grant you the permission. You are amana in my hand." But Qasim said, "But I heard you calling Al-Min Nasirin Yansurun." Abu Abdullah did not grant the permission in the first place. So Qasim decided to go back to Khaymaga. As Qasim was going back, he heard Abu Abdullah chanting, "Al-Min Nasirin Yansurun." We are told Qasim came back to Abu Abdullah. He said, "Uncle, you still calling for help? I am here to help you." But Abu Abdullah repeated, "Qasim, you are amana." But look at the response of Qasim. Qasim looked at Abu Abdullah and said, "If I am amana, you are wasiya." "I am amana, you are wasiya." Then Qasim said, "My father said a time will come when you will be alone in Karbala. I should be next to you to defend you." But Abu Abdullah said, "Qasim, go and look after Ramla." This is where the musibah comes in. Allahu Akbar. Qasim began to walk back to Khaymaga. Ramla, the mother of Qasim, came and approached Qasim. She hugged Qasim. She said to Qasim, "Why are you coming back?" He said, "The uncle refused to grant me permission." Ramla held Qasim's hand and she went and opened the box. When she opened the box, she took a letter and she gave that letter to Qasim. "Qasim, take this letter to Husayn." Husayn opened the letter. That was the wasiyah of Imam Hassan. You know how Imam Hassan addressed Husayn? He said, "Oh, Garibu Karbala." "Oh, Garibu Karbala, I will not be there in Karbala. Allow my sons to represent me in Karbala." Narration says that broke the heart of Abu Abdullah. Abu Abdullah then held Qasim and he said, "Qasim, come follow me." Abu Abdullah went and opened a box. In that box there was the turban of Imam Hassan. And then there was a rope and a sword. Abu Abdullah placed the turban on the head of Qasim. He gave him the rope and he gave him the sword. But Abu Abdullah said to Qasim, "I want you to go to Khaymaga and meet Zainab." Qasim went to Khaymaga. When the ladies saw Qasim, they all began to cry because they were remembering Imam Hassan alayhi salam. Now let me leave you here because of time. Qasim came out, Allahu Akbar, and he headed towards the battlefield. We are told each moment Qasim would kill someone, he will turn and say, "Uncle, are you proud of me?" Each moment Qasim will say, "Wa alayka salam ya Abu Abdullah." You know how Qasim died? As Qasim was fighting on the horse, his shoe stripped in the shoe of the horse. The horse became confused. Horse turned left and right. Horse turned left and right. All of a sudden, the horse fell down. When the horse fell down, Qasim was calling, "Agithni ya Amma. Assist me, oh uncle." Allahu Akbar. But you know when Qasim, you know how they killed him? Wallah, they chopped him into pieces. They did not just behead Qasim, huh? Read the history. They chopped his body into pieces. Abu Abdullah rushed to the body of Qasim. By the time he got there, Qasim was gone. Abu Abdullah began to cry. You know what Abu Abdullah said? "Qasim, I am sorry. You called for help, but I could not come." Now this is the last point. You know how did Abu Abdullah carry the body of Qasim? He collected the pieces of the body and he got a rope. He tied the pieces with rope. And Abu Abdullah was holding Qasim. Some flesh were falling. He was holding flesh were falling. When he went to Haimaga, the ladies were inside. Abu Abdullah placed the body of Qasim nicely and he covered him with something and he left the face. We are told the Ruqayya came out. So she saw Qasim. She went to the Qasim. Are you sleeping? It's not the moment to sleep. But then Abu Abdullah came back. He asked Ruqayya to go in. And he was holding, he placed his hand. Zainab heard the voice. Zainab came out. He said, oh brother, what are you holding in your hand? Abdullah said, oh Zainab, I am holding the pieces of the body of Qasim.
बेवसबर की रो कर